Welcome to Power Fridays Live, the channel that aims to make a difference in the world through transformation, spiritual growth, and for entrepreneurs. Our vision is to empower individuals to live their lives with purpose and to make a positive impact on the world. We believe that power and purpose are the driving forces behind success and fulfillment in both personal and professional life. Through our broadcast, we discuss business strategies and techniques that can help entrepreneurs achieve their goals and take their business to the next level. We believe that through sharing knowledge and experience, we can empower each other to succeed and make a difference in the world. Now here's our host, Janelle Pulley.
Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Financial Power Fridays Live. I am your host, Janelle Pulley, and I'm super excited to have with us this evening Brian DJ Cut Nelson. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing great. About to get out in these streets and try to be young again.
Well, I do understand, father time, it is an experience that we all have to go through. But tonight, we are going to talk about a subject to honor and make people aware because October is Financial Planning Awareness Month. The importance of your health is truly your wealth.
Ooh, preach, preach, preach. Well, I need to be throwing Bibles up right now.
Yes, it's a deep conversation. And, there's a lot that goes on in the community when it comes to preparing for any financial crisis, for lack of a better word, but to plan, and because in the Bible it says, for the plans I've had for you, you're able to write your vision and make it plain and all that good stuff. But before
Hmm.
we get into all of that, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself, Brian?
All right. Well, I'll give you the cliff notes. Born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, for those who know where we are in the middle of the map. um, man, grew up in a single parent household like the majority of our friends, that we went to school with. Went to different grade schools, different high schools, but I get to, my focus was always music. So that's what led me into the career of being a radio DJ, club DJ, tour DJ. So music was always my thing, but I always looked around me, to see the conditions of our neighborhoods, and I always wondered why, which led me to get on the business of doing life insurance. Who would ever thought I would be even interested in doing something like life insurance and getting my real estate license and trying to figure out what is going on in this thing called life. If that helps, I just try to give you some cliff notes.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And I remember you, we go way back and we won't
Yeah.
date ourselves, with the DJ in the club, and you were a great DJ on several radio stations. And when you got the opportunity to go to New York, how was that for you? How did that happen for you?
So how that happened, like Power 105.1 is a major powerhouse radio station, and being one of the bricks in that foundation is a great feeling because for us being in St. Louis, I had accomplished everything, from breaking artists like the Saint Lunatics and Chingy. This was when he was with a group called Without Warning and Just Black and so many St. Louis artists, being entrenched in the fabric and going on tour with Cedric the Entertainer, going on tour with Nelly. It was just a matter of time before I had to leave because being here and seeing everything that came before me, you're going to peak and then you're going to drop. So I didn't want to be that guy ended up in my 50s DJing at the chicken wing and bare spots and big fish in the small pond type of thing. The opportunity came as, Doc Winter, who's a good friend of mine, his power grew in Clear Channel, and then eventually they turned to iHeart. But he became the vice president of urban programming, and he had watched my journey and saw things that I accomplished, and the opportunity came up when he was had the staff Power 105 in New York, and he asked me if I had the opportunity to work at a major market. If I had the opportunity to work in the top five major market radio, would I do it? I was like, hell yeah. And man, I was running the board for him, during the Quiet Storm, and he had asked me, what I think about going to New York, and it was like, whoa, I'm not even gonna lie, it was like, damn, that's man, that's of course I said yeah, but hey, I don't know which speaker said it, but do it even if you're scared. So it was a scary thing, but hey, man, I said yeah. I was like, man, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. And I had no friends, no long time friends and family up there. I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Well, I admire your confidence and courage to step out on faith to make that happen for for your life, for your journey, and for your career, and that's so remarkable. And I know that we reconnected after some time,
Yeah,
over the years, and you and I are in the same industry,
right.
and it was like so amazing. It's like, oh my gosh. And like you said earlier, you had no clue and no idea that someone came up to you and asked you that wonderful question. Do you keep your income options open?
Okay, right, exactly. Rest in peace to Ronell Burns and Kiana. Yes, big time.
Yes.
That's exactly what it was. Yep,
That's exactly the question that they asked. And you said,
uh,
yes, you do.
yep.
And how did that change your life, making that decision?
It wasn't a hard decision. Shout out to James Dickerson, who was actually the person who did ask me the question and introduced me to Ronell and Kiana Burns. But it wasn't a hard decision because my grandmother died in 2009, and you know you would hear people say, well, she had life insurance. Well, man, when you think about it, the average person don't know nothing about life insurance. You have no clue. She had been paying on all these policies where the people come around and collect the money, and your face value of your policy be 1,000 and 2,500 and possibly 5,000, paying on all these policies all these years, and a couple of the policies wasn't even no good. So I don't know, where the money went, if the agent kept it, I don't know. But long story short, my uncle had to put in uh, to well, my one of my aunts had to put the money in to make up for what was short to bury my
Hmm.
grandmother. Yeah, my aunt did. Yep. So that always stuck with me. I just never forgot the conversation of she paid on all those policies all those years, and they were worthless policies. So when the opportunity came up to learn about the business, I didn't hesitate. Sign me up, take my $124. Let's see what this thing is. Yep.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that story. Very impactful. And, of course, every time it comes up for us, the condolences and prayers, because it's something that resurfaces, as we deal with people and as we work with people, who have suffered a loss and who have gone through, what you've gone through. And, my story, I remember, my sister, she passed with no life insurance. And it's a it's you're grateful because my dad, he had the money in the bank to be able to pay for it, but not everybody has that your position that your aunt was in, to pay those thousands of dollars, to make sure that someone's laid to rest in an appropriate, respectful manner.
Yep.
And
Hmm.
so I believe that, the new life insurance has come about, where you can get life insurance with some companies, where it takes care of you in case of a critical or chronic illness were to happen. And of course,
Hmm.
with your health is your wealth being the topic for today,
Big
how
time.
do you think about how insurance has changed over the time to include those illnesses?
Yeah, I think it's great that you can get different types of insurance. Like you hear funny jokes about like entertainers getting their person like J Lo getting her butt insured. I don't know how true that was. I'm just saying, but you can get your butt insured.
Yeah.
Hand models getting their hands insured. People getting their faces insured. It's you can get almost anything done. So I definitely think that's a great thing to have all the different options, but you still got to watch some of these slicksters out there. 'Cause accidental insurance. Well, some accidental insurance you have to die a certain way. So yeah, you really got to be careful of what you signing up for out there too as well.
That's true. I think I have I'm a member of the credit union and they give you a free $2,000
Yeah.
accidental death policy.
Yeah.
And and I've heard a horror story before where they moved the body and because they passed away not on the scene of the accident, they passed away in the hospital, then it was not paid. So
Right.
we've
Right.
heard those horror stories.
Yeah, it's a lot. They get the premium and you never see them again.
hmm
Yep.
So, given that Financial Planning Awareness Month is happening this month, and it's also Awareness Month for like mental health and other illnesses that happen, there's awarenesses all the way around for in this month, and we have a question here, and I want to share from a audience member about how can I prioritize my physical and mental health alongside my daily responsibilities.
Ooh, my God. That is a heavy question. And I would say to anybody, do your best. Do your best. I mean, do your best for its physical health. Drink water. Try to eat balanced. You cannot have McDonald's every day. If that's your thing, then alternate. One day have salads and fruit. But yeah, what happens with your physical health is directly tied to what you eat. And unfortunately, a lot of our neighborhoods are what's considered food deserts. Not a lot of fresh produce and proper grocery stores. We got every corner liquor stores and fast food restaurants and, fried this, fried that. And kids grow up following these bad habits because that's what they saw growing up. So that definitely attaches to your physical health is what you eat. Mental health, we've been mentally abused since slavery, and not too much has changed. We have to use our resources. We, for some reason, don't believe in going to see a counselor or a therapist because we used to growing up here. Oh, you just crazy. You need to go lay yourself down some or go drink something. You just crazy. No, we have to take care of our mental health, find a therapist. I mean, because I can speak for myself on both ends. For the physical health, worked out on the regular, always try to have a balanced diet, and still got diagnosed with multiple myeloma. And I'm like, how? Wait a minute. I thought I was doing right. A friend of mine, Afi Williams, may he rest in peace, worked out fanatic and died from COVID. For his mental health, yes, I've struggled with mental health. Friends have struggled with mental health. Things happen in your life that will take you off your square, your solid foundation. It'll rock you. I don't care who you think you are. It can be a divorce or a loss of a job or death. Somebody close to you dies, it affects you mentally. So I would say do your best, seek out resources. You're not crazy for trying to do better for yourself. Yeah. So
Thank you so much for sharing that. And, I know that your life choices and things that you do, like, having the restaurants at your disposal, the fast food places and everything, a cheap eat is not the best eat
Not at
to,
all.
to do. And the next question from our audience is, how can lifestyle choices affect my financial goals in the long run? Being that you've had a little taste of, being able to share about your family and your finances in a sense, in you making big money in the radio world, right?
Right, 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 right. Yeah, yeah. Your lifestyle choices, man. It's so many ways I can go with this question because you see on the entertainment side, your lifestyle choices can affect your financial goals because you can drink all you want to drink, use all kind of drugs, and then you get out there and have a car accident and kill somebody. That's gonna affect you financially because if you sitting on some paper, you're gonna lose all of that. Trust and believe, or the way you eat, will affect your financial choices. How much more you have to pay for like insurance and doctor's visits and medicines and yeah. So it's many ways you can go with this question, but the best answer is do your best to make better lifestyle choices, man, because all of this processed food, it tears your body down. There's nothing healthy about eating all this horrible food that they constantly advertise and shove down your throat, man. Nah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, for shedding light on that. And how do you, help people, when it comes to, their financial goals? I know, from your business that you sit down with families and you have a conversation about their financial and where they are and how does plans really work?
Right.
Because of course a lot of people say, "Oh, yeah, I planned for that and my plan didn't go like I wanted it to go."
hmm Being a licensed life insurance agent with Primerica, we have investment specialists. So a lot of times when I sit with families, doing like their policy and seeing what their needs are, the average person don't have a clue about being financially sound and the planning is just not there. We live for today, and I on the entertainment side, again, I'll come back to it. There is no handbook that comes with the amount of money that artists and producers make. They get all these concerts and record advances, and you see so many of them go broke because there's no financial planning. Most of them surround themselves with a bunch of yes people because they making money too. If we going to the club, everybody going to the club. We going shopping, everybody going shopping, not realizing you got a short lifespan in this entertainment business. So it's definitely necessary to get with a licensed financial planner to help you down that road while you wasting thousands at these jewelry stores and Louis Gucci this and Balenciaga and all that. Look, all that stuff loses value as soon as you put it on. So yeah, get with a licensed financial planner to help you down that road because it's so needed. I see so many people go broke in this business, crazy,
Mhm.
and die, and somebody else got to pay to bury them.
Yes, and that part, oh my gosh, we could spend the next hour talking about how many people and counting on our fingers and toes, and it's like, gosh, you think people have their life together, you think they have it together,
Not
better
at all.
together.
Mm-hmm.
And I was shocked when you learn about people dying without a will, when you learn people dying without life insurance, when you find out all these celebrities are paying for the other celebrities' funerals and making sure that they're laid to rest in respectable manner. I was like shocked, as a child. And because we see them on TV and we think people making all the money, we see people on the television and it's just like, oh yeah, they're rich to us. The
Right.
celebrities are rich.
Yeah.
And that is not about, and I'm sure you can attest to this. What do we say to people? It's not about how much you make, it's about what you do with it
Yes.
that makes the
Yep.
difference.
Yep. How much you save and being, being able to work at Power 105 in New York, on the Ed Lover and Dr. Dre morning show, and seeing so many, again, artists and entertainers, and seeing it firsthand. This is not word of mouth, being around people, and you see their spending habits when they get these record deals and advances, and when your next album don't do what it's supposed to do, and when you first get that deal, we see the videos about when people get signed and they go into these conference rooms with all these executives and they jumping on tables, performing and all this type of stuff. Don't buy into the hype, because soon as that record don't do what it supposed to do next, and you just thought all these people love you so much, and then that's when the alcoholism and drug addiction comes, because you bought into that they really love you. They don't love you. They don't love you. They don't like you. They only like or love what you potentially supposed to bring to the table. When you don't bring it, game over.
Next.
Yeah.
One hit wonders happen that way, right?
Yep, all the time. And I feel for these people, because they really believe you dealing with people that have been fighting for years to get the notoriety and be rewarded for their hard work. And when you think you finally made it there, and the expectations that you have are not the same thing that you're gonna get.
Mhm.
Man, I just seen it so many times, man. It's sad.
Yes, well, I'm glad that you're able to shed some light on that for us, and you're able to, let us know that making better choices and making better decisions are better for you in the long run.
Yeah, big
And
time.
yeah, so I think those are all the questions that came from the audience in that regard. And I know that, with knowing what you do for families, can you share a story with us about an instance to where it really touched your heart in such a way that you meeting someone and someone saying, yes, Brian, and I want this, and it
Oh
made
boy.
a difference for them by saying yes to you.
Woo, man. I can say one, two. I have had since 2016, I have 4 debt claims, and I was tied to all of the families. 4 debt claims. And while it was a sad occasion, it was a good feeling knowing that they didn't have to struggle during the time of need, because they decided to sign on that line and pay their premium to protect their loved ones. And when it happened, you can't see it coming. All 4 death claims young. The first one was 19. The second one, I believe she was 39. The third one was 28. And the fourth one was 28.
Oh
All
wow.
under 40. All under 40.
Oh.
And the person that was 39, these things don't usually happen this way. She died of breast cancer, and the husband was left to raise the 2 kids. Usually it's not that way. Usually, we expect the man to die and the woman, the wife, left behind to raise the kids. Not in this case. And I talked to him on the way to the funeral home, like he was just so distraught. It's a difference when you have no connection to the people, that you're doing the death claim. Not that you would treat them any different, but it's compounded when you know the persons that died and the people involved. Man, it's quite a painful thing, but again, rewarding for people like us, life insurance agents, that know we did our job and put them in position to not have to struggle when their loved one passed away.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And, I too had a similar situation that happened with someone in my office where he did a $1 million policy on each of the husband and wife.
Ooh,
And it wasn't a question about, oh, you're gonna, you putting $1 million on my life. What you gonna
right,
do with me and
right.
get $1 million? But she
Hmm.
passed and 3 children were left behind. But he had that $1 million policy
Right.
to help raise that, and it made a difference. And they didn't have to go beg for money and ask people for anything in that regard. So, do thank you so much for sharing that, where it is all painful, and but then that they did the right thing for their family to protect them, and then you were grateful to God put you in the right place at the right time and give you this vehicle to help somebody.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I take it. We just trying to do the right thing for our people. Yeah.
Yes. So as we close out, Brian DJ Cut Nelson, it's been great. I've had fun. I know it's been a heavy conversation, but your health is your wealth. And we just want to bring about that because the earlier you are and the healthier you are, the better off your rates are in that regard.
Big time.
However, I do want to say that I appreciate your time. I love you as my brother, and I'm so happy and excited for your success. And I pray that, God will continue to bless you, heal you, and give you the success on this journey of this world and this thing we call life. And so I'm so happy, grateful that we had this time. And what would you want to leave the audience with tonight, knowing?
Woo, man. Due to my current diagnosis, and I will say to everybody watching this, um, don't sleep on your health. Like if you're feeling something that doesn't feel normal, sleeping it off is not the answer. Go see your doctor. If you're not getting the answers that you need from your primary doctor, keep fighting, keep going back because you have to be your own advocate. I'm speaking from my own personal experience, what happened with me and how it was discovered. I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma. It was not discovered from my primary doctor. It was constantly going to the doctor, which led me to go to the emergency room, which the emergency room doctor sent me to see a specialist, and it was discovered there. Don't sleep on your health. You got to be your own best advocate. If something don't feel right, it's not right. Keep fighting. Keep going until you get the answers. I'm telling you. Because when people just all of a sudden drop dead, well, what happened? Well, nobody knew. Nah, you got to keep fighting if you want to be here. Honestly, yeah. That didn't mean to end off so heavy, but it's still so fresh in my mind. Just being
Hmm.
diagnosed July 1st, and when this could have been caught way earlier, if the
Hmm.
primary doctor would have fought to get the MRI, which would have shown what was the real problem. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah,
crazy.
that's amazing because that's what I found out. And I was talking to my primary care doctor, not to make anybody wrong. We're not making any doctors wrong, but I learned that they subscribed or they did the tests that they are accustomed to. And
Right.
that you do have to go to a specialist to get the MRI tests, sometimes because the ultrasound doesn't show you everything.
Hell no, it don't show nothing.
And I'm just like,
Yeah,
well, why would they say get an ultrasound and then the MRI showed that there was a problem? And I was
right.
just like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, why didn't you, as the primary care doctor, do the MRI? Well, she defended herself and I wasn't trying to have her on the defensive, but yeah, the advocacy, I 100%. You have to definitely, I'm so glad that you shared that with us this evening, advocate for yourself
You
and
have
ask
to.
the question. I said, I don't know what questions I should have asked to know what the result should be. And they expect you, oh, what questions do you have? And I always leave them with, I don't know what questions I should have.
Thank you. Thank you. How do you know? You the expert. You supposed to be telling us. Yeah.
So whenever I say that to them, then they kind of open up and tell me everything. So it's just like, oh, okay, well, you wouldn't have told me if I didn't ask in a reverse manner. But
Right.
this is I shared your email address earlier, and here's the best way to reach you. Brian DJ Cut, if you have any questions, about life insurance, if you have any questions about wanting to book him for a DJ gig,
Right. That's crazy. I can save your life and kill you on the dance floor at the same time.
love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for taking this time. I know your time is your most valuable asset. I do appreciate you spending it here with me today and making it possible. Please do watch the replay. Please do share this video with a friend. And we know that what we shared tonight, I pray that the right person hears your message at the right time so that they can make the right choice in their life.
I appreciate you. Love you, my sister. All
Love you, my brother. And
right.
be, do, and have the greatness that you desire because the greatness is in you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Financial Power Fridays Live. And we will see you next week for another wonderful episode to bring someone great to the stage so that we can share golden nuggets and life changing experiences. We hope we've made a difference for you and your family and your life. Take care and be blessed, everyone. Good night.